So this video is actually a continuation from my best video on this channel, being what if Sai chose Nagi instead of Shido. So if you haven't watched that, please watch that before watching this. The U20 team would head back to the locker room in despair that they could only draw against the BlueLock 11, a team of mere strikers put into one team put together, versus people who have been representing their countries for how long they have been, and a lazy sloth alongside a whole new Gen 11 player. With all that, they still couldn't beat a bunch of brats. They would still be in confusion, thinking of if they're still going to be able to represent their country after all that. Sai would tell them it's all over for them, as he doesn't care about this country and begins to leave. But with Nagi asking him one question: what is your ego? What is your ideology? What makes you want to become the world's best? Sai would respond, I just want to become the world's best midfielder and win the Champions League. There's nothing more to it. You have an immense amount of potential, I'll give you that. But if you don't follow the irrepressible impulses flapping in your heart, Nagi would think back to Luna saying those nearly exact same words, and would ask what club he plays for. Sai will say, I'm about to join the main squad for La Real, the world's strongest club. Nagi would then remember Loki uttering La Real in one of his sentences, so it finally clicked. Then he would ask if he and Luna both have played each other, and to that Sai would say only in 1v1 battles. Nagi would then nod his head in understanding, heading to his video games while Sai would leave the facility. The Blue Lockers would have 2 weeks off to rest up before the NEL arc. They would then be brought back to the facility to see that everyone was brought there, since it was a tie no one got expelled, but only the U20 starting 11 plus Nagi were invited like in canon. Nagi would then listen to the explanations of the countries. His mind will track back to the second selection when he found out about Noel being the world's best striker, so that would intrigue Nagi to join Germany. Nagi would then think about the choices more and think rationality and using his brain cells is too much of a pain for him, so he would ask Chigiri which league Bergkamp is in, and Chigiri would say England. Nagi is about to click, but his irrepressible impulses stop him. He asks Chigiri one last question: what country is La Real in? As the two people who humbled him the most and gave him the best advice about listening to his heart, being Luna and Sai, both stemmed from La Real, and Nagi would think Spain would give him the answers he needed to freely embody what his heart truly desired in football. Chigiri would tell him Spain, and Nagi would click there immediately. RAITO would feel a bit bummed knowing him and Nagi would be separated again, but wouldn't be so down about it like in the second selection. Also, since every NEL team besides Bastard Munchen is supposed to have 9 players, it means I actually have to send someone to a different team, and Manchester City will receive Haru Hayate. Nagi would then overhear BARCHA making his decision to go to Spain. Nagi would be exhilarated as BARCHA was one of the few people who made soccer fun for Nagi back in the first and second selection arc. After all the selections are made, the members of Spain would enter their stratum. From there, they would see the top scorer in La Liga from FC BARCHA, the extravagant genius dribbler from Brazil, the dance man Lavinho. Ego would talk about under these 5 masters with their own philosophies, all of you would have no choice but to evolve in these environments. He would then explain the rules as first everyone will undergo training under their master strikers to fight for a spot in the starting 11. Those 11 players will be taken into games, and of course your opponents will be the chosen players from the other rings. Otoya would say so we get to fight the other blue lockers from the other rings. Ego would then confirm that and state the special rules, being that you would need to score 3 goals to win, so the matches are speedy and dramatic. Next would be the unlimited trades. During each game, each team would be able to trade out as many players as they want, as many times as they want. And finally, once per game, each team would be allowed to bring in their match for just 3 minutes. So make it count. Nagi would relate it to bringing an ultra rare character for a free trial run, and BARCHA would be intrigued to see how his dribbling could compare to Lavinho's. Ego would then remind everyone that this is also the final selection for the U20 World Cup, stating that they will be ranked based on their in-game performance, and it will change per game, with the top 23 being the new U20 World Cup representatives, and would tell the Master Strikers to take it away. Lavinho would approach the Blue Lockers with Kitsunezato, surprised that it's the real under 20 BARCHA members and the real Lavinho, as he would pass Kitsunezato the translator earbuds, as everyone would start to hear Lavinho speak in Japanese much to their amazement. Otoya would question if they are really going to learn soccer from him, with Lavinho saying hell nah to that, leaving FC BARCHA shook, except for BARCHA and Nagi, who would start regretting coming to Spain. Lavinho would say he's the world's best striker, so why would he ever give hints to them? With BARCHA questioning isn't Noel the world's best striker, with Lavinho getting triggered by BARCHA, and then he would tell him to listen up, that no matter what anyone says, he is the best in the world, and he has his own world's best inside of him, being his own visualization that doesn't belong to anyone. And if you want to be the world's best, then you can't listen to anyone else. He would then show off his Ginga dribbling style he learned from his home country of Brazil. He talks about an early point in his life where he copied amazing Brazilian players and started mixing things in himself to create his originality. As Lavinho says, his is a butterfly, and how the field is a dance stage to dance out his idea of the world's best, referring to soccer to just an improv session, stealing feel-good rhythm from each other, with BARCHA taking his turn on the stage until Nagi takes the ball and takes on the dance floor. It was a wild FC BARCHA first day dance party. Lavinho would then tell everyone to proceed to the goal, as he hates doing this, but he has to do this. Nagi would then be shocked to see an esports setup and would ask himself if he is in a game. They would all get ready to commence the experiment trials. As the timer ran down to 0, all the players would commence, with Otoya being in the lead, with BARCHA and Nagi close in pursuit. Otoya would fall behind Nagi and BARCHA as they go into the incline dash, as BARCHA would gain first place, and Lara would be surprised at how fast these guys are. Otoya would reclaim first place again in the ladder sprint, as his nimble footwork would be keeping him in track, with Darai getting up the ranks in 5th place, as he's also nimble too. Nagi would be in 2nd place thanks to the high aerial ability coming into play for their step jumps, and this would be where Darai would fall down in the rank. With Otoya getting the first shot off, being ranked first, Nagi would then come second, BARCHA would come third,
and the rest are nobodies.
Lavinho would then show Nagi the cutting-edge training to help support his own originality. Nagi would then see how he actually moves on his own. Lavinho would then make a remark that Nagi is an interesting specimen. He has never seen anyone move and chop the ball the way Nagi does without any sort of creativity. Lavinho, who couldn't keep his curiosity in check, would then investigate, asking what drives Nagi to play soccer. Lavinho would ask, is it about rivals? And Nagi would say, sort of. Lavinho would ask Nagi what his originality state of football is that's exclusive to only Nagi and Nagi alone. Nagi wouldn't have a confident answer to that. Lavinho would ask how he scores his own goals, and to that Nagi would say he would react to a pass off of rail or isagi and score off of that, and he doesn't know much about soccer. Lavinho would then turn away, saying that it's up to Nagi and only Nagi alone to figure out his own originality, as isagi and rail won't be there to hold his hand forever, and how in the future he will have to control the dance stage by himself to get a goal, especially on the world stage. Lavinho isn't like Chris, so he wouldn't feel connected to Nagi the way Chris did, and would already have a favorite in BARCHA. Due to this, Nagi wouldn't train his body as hard as he did in Munchen City. Keep in mind, he wouldn't have an Aggie figure to babysit him either. While he does have Otoya and BARCHA to help train him, they aren't going to choose babysitting him over improving themselves, as it's every man for themselves now. Then it would cut over to the lineup and now. Goalkeeper, Moro. Right back, Bose. Left back, So. Center back, Ruiz. Other center back, Usais. Center defensive midfielder, Espino. Cam, Gomez. Other Cam, Picasso. Left wing, Seishiro Nagi. Right wing, Eita Otoya. Striker, Meguru BARCHA. As the one who has shown the most creativity and improvement in this team, BARCHA, I choose to put you at the striker role, as you will be the heart and soul of this team. Lots of plays will rely on your ability to translate your enthusiastic dribbling rhythm into goals. Can I count on your highlights? I say. Nagi would be slightly annoyed that he didn't get the striker role, but would be glad to be able to start. He would then hype himself up to go face Isagi, the man who, even when the whole world watched in the exhibition match, he still couldn't beat. Even with hat-tricks against Isagi both times, he never once beat Isagi. He would remember Rail has this week off, so he would know Rail would be watching him live. All this would get Nagi stoked, as the doors would open for Nagi to make his NEL debut. Matatete ne sekai, watashi wa Nagi seishou da. TsukiLock additional time! So, which one of you lot went into my bags? Because it is open. What do you mean? Obviously, one of you lot went into my bag, so... My moisturizer feels like it's been touched by a lukewarm rat. That was me! I wanted to feel adorable! Okay, got that one out of the way. Who touched my damn watch? It feels like a lukewarm Hollywood fucker boy touched this. Yeah, that was Sendo. And who touched my sunglasses? That was me. I wanted to feel like a Hollywood star. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, y'all can go fuck yourselves. You're lucky we're only gonna meet this one time in our lives, so I won't hold it against you. But I have to kill whoever put this other bag in my bag. I will not be charged with femme cross-dressing. Who was it? It was IQ. Where is IQ? He's gone. Yeah, he figured out Sai was coming to the locker room first and decided to hightail it. Such an excuse for a captain. Such a selfish captain. When I get my hands on IQ. What's an overnight girl? Seriously, Sai. What is an overnight bag? The fuck is that? That's what he said. Honestly, you five, I'd picture you as lukewarm rat, lukewarm Hollywood fucker boy, lukewarm monk, and lukewarm Nucci. All of that put together makes lukewarm CGI aura, smelling like garbage. I never want to see you lots ever again, so fuck off and die.